We all know the story of the falling apple and the laws of gravity. But in 1696, Isaac Newton was far away from the quiet gardens of Cambridge, navigating the grimy alleyways of London. He abandoned his prestigious university post to plunge headfirst into the city's dangerous criminal underworld. Newton traded theoretical physics for a lethal new identity. He became a senior criminal intelligence analyst, actively hunting financial traders for the crown. Why did the father of physics decide that saving the British Empire required him to track down counterfeiters and send them to the gallows? England was stretched to the breaking point by the 9 Years' War. However, the most lethal threat came from within its own borders, as the national treasury rapidly emptied. Everyday citizens were practicing a crime called clipping. They were shaving tiny slivers of precious silver off the irregular edges of hand-struck coins, keeping the raw metal and passing the damaged coin off at full legal value. Meanwhile, organized criminal rings targeted the heaviest, highest quality coins. They removed them from circulation, melted them down into bullion, and smuggled them out of the country for a massive illicit profit. The physical medium of exchange was literally dissolving across the nation. By 1695, many circulating coins retained less than half their legal weight. This was molecular debasement. A mercantilist empire relies entirely on the intrinsic value of its silver. If the state can no longer guarantee the physical reality of its own money, its sovereignty collapses entirely. Newton recognized the system was too far gone for simple reforms. He halted the entire English economy, recalling every silver coin in the country to execute a total physical reset. Look at this exact silver coin designed under his watch. He transformed the Royal Mint from an artisanal workshop into a high-security laboratory. He replaced error-prone human craftsmanship with absolute mathematical precision and strict chemical purity. His primary technical defense was the milled edge. Heavy machinery pressed intricate ridges into the coin's circumference. If anyone tried to clip this coin, the pattern would be permanently destroyed. This forensic signature democratized verification, making tampering obvious to the naked eye. Newton engineered a piece of currency that functioned as an unforgeable technological defense of state authority. But a perfect coin only works if criminals fail to mimic it. Enter William Challoner, a master counterfeiter who represented a direct terrorist threat to the state's newly minted trust. Newton descended directly into the filth of the London underworld. He spent his nights in dangerous taverns, cultivating a sprawling network of undercover, paid informants. He built an evidence trap. He synthesized street intelligence, physical dye tracing, and forensic ledger analysis into actionable prosecutorial evidence. Inside the interrogation room, he presented massive data logs to isolated suspects. By inducing a sense of mathematical inevitability, he broke them down. He applied the absolute finality of geometric proofs to dismantle human corruption, deliberately purging the chaos of the underworld from the national economy. When the trap finally closed on Challoner, Newton secured his conviction and coldly refused every plea for mercy. Under 17th century law, debasing the currency carried the exact same legal classification as plotting to kill the king, high treason. Newton operated on a strict logic of the gallows. He viewed the execution of high-level counterfeiters as a pedagogical tool for the market, a calculated necessity to restore public faith in the coin. He recognized that a scientific standard of money holds zero weight unless it is backed by state-sanctioned violence. The gallows were the ultimate guarantor of the currency's value. The Great Recoinage stabilized the British Empire, providing the financial bedrock necessary for global expansion, and eventually paving the way for the gold standard. Newton established 3 enduring pillars of modern finance: industrial standardized production, aggressive state enforcement, and a rigid scientific standard of purity. Every time a modern citizen uses currency and trusts its value, they are relying on a system where volatile wealth was permanently tamed by the scientist, the industrialist, and the inquisitor.